Hi, I'm Matt Wan from East Winds Development, and we're here at the Bissinger Wool Pullery. You can see in the background Broughton's Bluff, which is the location where the Lampert family homesteaded my ancestors in the late 1800s. It really is a site with an amazingly rich history. For about 40 years, it was the site of the Bissinger Wool Pullery, where sheep carcasses were transported for basically recycling. As part of the recycling process for a sheep carcass, they had a lot of leftover carcasses. And at the time, in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, they buried them in a large sheep pit, which means that today we have quite a cleanup job to engage in. Buried sheep remains don't properly decompose, and what they've left is kind of an iridescent sludge buried 3 feet underground right off my right shoulder.
East Winds has decided that it's in the best interest of the community as a whole to remove this material. Probably the additional cost being incurred by East Winds in removing the material as opposed to managing it in place is about $250,000.
We're told that we can simply cover the sheep pit with a layer of concrete and forget that it was ever there. But we don't think that's the right thing to do for our community, considering how close we are to the Sandy River.
The City of Troutdale is proud to be a partner in this cleanup project. We're excited to see this site transform into something spectacular. Now let's talk about the cleanup process itself and the temporary smell that will come from the site beginning in early November.
We are expecting some pretty intense odors during the removal, but we are taking measures to try and minimize it as much as possible.
So I'm standing here in front of the sheep pit, which is about 1 acre in size and goes down approximately 10 feet. As the excavator is digging each lift, another implement will be backfilling as quickly as they can to keep the smell down and to make sure that we are impacting our community as little as possible.
It'll be going from the backhoe bucket directly into trucks that are lined. When we have a full truck, we'll cover that truck with a tarp and try and sort of encapsulate it in the truck to minimize odors.
We've hired a local contractor to help us design the work. They'll be working from about 6 a.m. until 5 p.m., loading the material into dump trucks and transporting it to Wasco County, which is the proper site for disposal of this type of material.
So we're expecting the duration of the removal action to be about 3 weeks.
It's going to smell bad, but it's temporary. And once it's gone after 3 weeks, it's never coming back.
So we've tested the animal material and found that it does not contain any toxic substances.
I want to assure you that in spite of the smell, the odor is not toxic and it is not harmful to anybody.
The material is not toxic and the removal process poses no health risk to you or your family.
As a geologist, this is a great project. You know, the aspect of taking a piece of property that used to be a wastewater treatment plant, it used to be a wool pullery and a rendering plant, but has been idle for decades. You know, bringing a property back into productive use is really why I got into environmental consulting to begin with.
As Troutdalians, we've all anxiously awaited what will happen here at the Urban Renewal District since 2006 when it was created. The sheep pit removal is just the first step, and I'm delighted at what the future holds for this part of our town.
It's great working with East Winds on such a tremendous project, a project that's going to bring jobs, it's going to bring an increase in tax base to the city of Troutdale, and you know, it's the kind of project that every geologist dreams of when they're in college.
If you have any questions while the work is commencing, come to our website, troutdalecleanup.org. That's the location where we will be placing updates, have contact information for anybody that you need to answer your specific questions.
The city is committed to making sure all of your questions are answered and will be providing project updates on a daily basis.
It's great to be working on a project where you've got so many parties working together. The city of Troutdale and East Winds. You know, the vision for this property is tremendous, and I think when the project is complete, it's going to be a flagship property for the city of Troutdale.
I'm Matt Wan for East Wind Development. We thank you for your patience during these 3 weeks, and we look forward to greater things to come.